So you mentioned a word there that runs through the book and runs through a lot of your materials, the word being dialogue. And talk to us a little bit about why that theme is particularly important to you.
Sure. No, and thanks for asking that. And it really is. And this is not, as you said, not germane just to the book or to the business, but if I look at our world today, and again, I'm speaking from the developed world, so much of what we experience has to do with division and has to do with the relatively few things that separate us. So if we think about the digital age and we think about social media, literally to the point of algorithms and computer science, the things that we are pushed and the things that we are fed are designed to mine and feed on those things at the margin of our sort of our personhood, if you will, and our belief systems. And they extract and exploit those things in ways that are nefarious and ways that also drive eyeballs and drive revenue. So we literally have this information age that is exploiting the things that divide us. If we look at here in the United States at our political system and how incredibly divided and extreme our two major parties have gotten, that the parties are ruled from their extreme sides, whereas the vast majority of members of Congress and the vast majority of Americans, and I would imagine the same in much of the developed world, would consider themselves relative to those extremes moderates, somewhere in the middle. And then the media world and the media pundits also feed on that extremity. So we have all these things coming at us that have us preying on and sort of caught up in these relatively few things that separate us, as opposed to the common personhood we all enjoy. And if I look at it from a faith perspective, every single one of us was created in the image of God, and God's infinitely faceted being. We were all created as infinitely faceted people. Yet today, if I learn one thing about you, on Twitter or social media, whatever, I now have license to extrapolate everything I need to know about Matthew Kelly. And obviously that could not be farther from the truth. So I don't know what the solution is to what ails us today as society. I don't. But what I do believe to my core is that dialogue is going to help us in the right direction. And the lost or the obsolescent art of civil discourse. And if we can regain what I feel like at some point earlier in my life and long before I got here, people were much better and more skilled at disagreeing without being disagreeable. If we can regain some of that muscle and some of that art and some of that capability to have conversations with people that don't instantly spiral down into these us, them, right, wrong, left, right kinds of things, and recognize that we're all infinitely faceted. We all have multiple different ideas. And the reality is, and I believe this is the core, the vast majority of our hopes, our desires, our wishes, our fears, our aspirations are similar, if not the same. But everything that comes at us is having us be separated. So if we can reclaim dialogue and reclaim some of the different things that feed into us having good dialogue and understanding that not everything needs to line up for us to continue to move forward together. Again, I don't have the answers, but that absolutely has to help.
Yeah, has to be part of it. There's no question.